Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know a few people are still kind of joining the meeting, but Happy New Year, everybody. I feel like it's been a while since we've done any of these webinars, so I know we had higher hopes for 2021, but you guys wouldn't see me virtually as much, but we're just going to kind of roll with it. And I think we're going to start off with an exciting session today. So we have Testimonial Tree. It's our newest platform that we have launched. And we have officially gone live with it as of last week. And so what that means is that we're taking this platform that Jessica's going to walk you through today, and we've integrated it to SkySlope. And so what this platform do is essentially allow review requests to be sent to your clients right after closing. So depending on the information that you're putting into SkySlope, under that contacts tab, it will either email or text message your clients after closing to essentially request a review about you and how you did, so that then you can share that, and hopefully it will be positive, but hopefully you can share that and kind of market yourself and reach new potential clients, and just kind of build your online presence as well. So what we're kind of thinking for today is that Jessica's going to kind of walk you through the platform in itself. So you can see all the different features. You can learn how to take these reviews and really kind of run with them and market yourself online with them as well. And then we're also going to jump in at the very end. I'll just kind of briefly walk through how to access your account for those of you that have not done that yet. And then we'll also show you how to link this up to your Booge website. So for those of you that are using the Booge website, you have the availability to essentially have the same reviews filter automatically through to your site as well. So the main goal for this is that we're going to get a lot of positive reviews, a lot of great marketing opportunities, and it's all going to be automatic. So on your end, there's really not much to do, but we want to show you all the features and everything that's available to you through Testimonial Tree. So with that being said, as always, if you guys have questions as we kind of walk through everything, feel free to message in the chat. Feel free to unmute yourself, whatever you want to do. But Jessica, I'm going to pass it over to you. Jessica is our rep with Testimonial Tree. I think customer success is her job title, so
Yep.
good person to have on hand.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Sarah. And good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Sarah did a great job of explaining that. Yeah, Testimonial Tree is here to help you guys collect feedback. So long as you guys are inputting your client's contact information into SkySlope, we're going to help to automate this request for you. So if you do nothing else than that, we're going to have that opportunity for feedback to come, and it's going to get collected into your own dashboard. And we are able to actually have this published to an online directory page for you, which is going to help with stars and search. So even if you do nothing else, that's already something that's automatically happening for you. But then there's more that we can do with this as well. And I'm going to walk you through how to do that, how to get it onto some social sites, and also show you how to maybe build a widget if you have a website other than the Booge website. And we also are going to be directing your clients to some third-party review sites, so we can also help to get reviews on your Zillow pages. So when you first log in, I think Sarah said at the end too, she's going to show you guys how to get into Testimonial Tree through Marketplace. And I'm using Gina as an example today. So she has completed that setup process. So here's her dashboard. And so you'll see your name in the upper, oops, let me get my cursor. Here we go. In the upper right-hand corner. And this is your gearbox. And this is where you can access your, here we go, your account information. And we are pulling your name, your email address, and all of that is coming from Marketplace. Is that right, Sarah? I just want to make sure I'm using the right term there.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, perfect. So this is all going to, when you go through the setup wizard, it is going to populate in there for you. You also have an opportunity to add a headshot. So I see that Gina hasn't added that yet. So if you wanted to come back in later, Gina, or if you forget to do that during that wizard, you can always go back into your account and you can choose an image to upload. And then you'll go ahead and you'll save that. Once you upload an image, it will then display in the upper right-hand corner as well. And in terms of the marketing, I'll show you why it's a nice feature to have that headshot in there. You'll also be able to see your testimonials and your surveys. Also, when you go through the setup wizard, you have an opportunity to bring in some existing testimonials. So Gina has done that. She has imported some testimonials that she had collected previously. So this is great. So you're starting off the bat with great feedback already. Surveys are turned on and automated. So as you have closings going through SkySlope, when you log in, you may see some of your surveys have been sent. We'll tally those here. We'll give you your star rating for your survey. And we'll also populate your surveys here so you can actually click in and view your completed surveys right on your main dashboard. You can also always click into an individual testimonial from the dashboard, or you can also click View All. Over here on the left-hand side is your navigation bar. And our first option is widgets. So like Sarah and I mentioned, Testimonial Tree is going to try to get your positive feedback in as many places as possible. So we view that as anything with a 4 or 5-star rating as positive, and that's when we want to get it published somewhere. So I mentioned you have an online directory page. That's one place where we're going to automatically post it. And then you have the Booge website. So we'll walk you through how you can add a testimonial widget to your Booge website. But if you have an additional website that you use and you'd like to actually have a widget go on there, you can always create your own widget. We have this widget wizard where you can scroll through and you'll be able to pick which one you like. It's all got a little bit of different feel to it. I'll tell you that our probably most top 3 popular ones is this rotator one. This can be a scrolling widget, and you do have the opportunity to change colors of your stars and the boxes, the font size. So there's some stylistic changes you can make once you select them. This vertical one is also very popular. And then we also have this meta widget, which is a really popular widget. So once you find one that you like, you'll just choose and continue. You'll name your widget, so you can name it full page or rotator or something along those lines, or maybe the name of the website that you want to add it to. And then you have the opportunity, once it's created, to make those changes in terms of, like I said, the colors and such. We'll then give you the opportunity to copy JavaScript code, or you can even email it. So if you have someone else who is managing your additional website and you've got someone that can help to actually place that widget code onto that website, you can always email from our platform. We've got great articles on that down here if you have any further questions. But like I said, this would just be if you have an additional website. If you've got the Booge website, then Sarah's going to show you at the end how we can get the widget onto the Booge website. Next, we have our testimonials. So Testimonial Tree, as we said, is going to automate the request of your surveys. But we also have another feature called a testimonial collection page. And I'm going to go over this hopefully once or twice so that it sinks in really well. But if you still have questions, just let me know. So surveys are automated through SkySlope. So as those deals close and the status changes in SkySlope, we're going to automatically send out that survey. But if you have a past client, maybe you run into someone you haven't seen recently, you had a great reconnection with them, and you never had an opportunity to ask for feedback from them, this is a great feature to use for maybe that situation. As well, what if you have a really great working relationship with a title insurance, mortgage broker, home inspector, landscaper, anyone that you've worked really closely with over the years, who you feel can kind of give you like a great character reference. You can utilize what's called our testimonial collection and send them a request for just a straight testimonial. You can send that through our platform as an email or as a text message. You just select via email. You're going to input your customer client's name, their email address. Sarah and I work together to create what that testimonial collection verbiage is, the email itself, and then you're going to send the request. What you're sending your either past client or someone you work with is this page. And hold on one second, I got to, or can you still see it? Yeah, okay. So this page, I think I mentioned earlier that some of the benefits of having your headshot. Another one would be that it will display here. So if Gina adds her headshot later, her headshot will actually appear here. And then it'll say, how was your experience with Gina? Your client then can select a star rating. If someone were to select a 1, a 2, or a 3 star, this is what we view as internal feedback. So this would not be something that would get published anywhere. This will be in your dashboard. You'll obviously be able to see this and respond if needed. Get back to that person if something didn't go the way you expected. But if it's that 4 and that 5-star, then this is where we're going to try to help get it in as many places as possible. So this will automatically go to the website through the widget, to the online directory page, and then also we can share to the social sites. So I'll show you that in a little bit. We do give the opportunity to collect an image or video. They only need to leave their name though, and then they're going to submit. And I have had this question before. I know that especially with like closings, although there is that opportunity for the client to leave an image, they may not have that image. Maybe it was you who took an image of the client at the closing or at the house. You always have an opportunity to go back into the testimonial and add that image if you'd like to have it in there. And I'll show you where we can do that. So like I said, you can send this testimonial collection piece right from the dashboard with either of these two send options. You could send it from your own email as well. So if you wanted to copy either this link or this link and you wanted to maybe personalize that request a little bit more from your own email address, you can do that. And then you can also always put this link into your email signature. I have a Calendly link in my email signature, always giving my clients the opportunity to schedule a meeting. So if you want to give the opportunity to collect a testimonial, even from a potential client, or maybe even someone that you worked really hard with, and for whatever reasons, COVID or what have you, the deal was never settled upon, but it was still a great experience. You still give that person an opportunity to leave you a testimonial. And the click here to view my testimonial is another link that you could put in your email signature. I do have clients who use both of these, but you can always use either one. And this is the directory page. So you can access that from there. It's also available on your dashboard right here. But this is going to be, oh, it looks like Gina has a headshot now. So this is going to have your contact information. It's got your headshot. It gives you the opportunity to collect a review. And then, like I said, it's got a collection of all of your positive reviews. So this is the page that Google actually crawls, and they pick this up so that when someone Googles Gina's name, this is going to help to push her higher up in that search bar on Google, and it's going to actually say, 5-star of 17 reviews. Again, that link was here, and then you can also always access it right here. And if you wanted to generate a shortened URL of your collection page, you can always utilize this here too. So we can always request that straight collection of the testimonial, or you can also add. Again, I mentioned through that online wizard, you have an opportunity to right from the start, add in any existing testimonials. But if you're pressed for time and you want to come back later and add the testimonials, you can always do that. So you can skip that piece in the wizard if you'd like, and then you can come back here. Here, this is where you can either copy and paste or type in a testimonial that you have maybe in another website. You do need to leave the body of the testimonial, the star rating. We ask that you definitely put the name of the client. If you're copying anything over, maybe from Google or Zillow, we do ask that you cite that here in the company field. And then about the date that it was received, because this may also be, you may have gotten a handwritten letter, which is still a great thing to get into testimonial trees. So again, that it's now visually, available for everyone to see on the website and such. So, but about the date that it was collected, and then where do we want this to display? So we definitely want it on the directory site, realtor.com, Remax that's how you can get it on through the Bouge, and then the widgets. Now realtor.com, I don't think I mentioned before, but that is another place where we can automatically publish anything that's a 4 or 5-star review. There is a one-time connection in realtor.com. You just need to, essentially in your account page up here, you're going to have a unique ID number. And you can copy and paste that into your realtor.com profile. Like I said, it's a one-time connection. Once you've made that connection, any testimonials you either manually add or you collect going forward, that's a 4 and a 5-star review, will automatically syndicate to your realtor.com profile. I'll show you there's a video and an article in our help center that'll walk you through how to make that connection. That's another great feature. So that's another place that we're going to help get these out there. Again, so even if you don't really come in here, if you're utilizing SkySlope and making sure you put your client's information in and you're getting back those positive reviews, if you do that one-time connection in Realtor, it's going to go to realtor.com, the online directory, and then if you connect the Boosh site, there's 3 places, it's like one-time things, and then you're going to get feedback just automatically displaying there.
Hey, Jessica.
Yep.
Sarah, could you highlight again in the settings how to connect realtor.com?
Sure. So we're going to go up to, nope, that's okay. We're going to go up to either your headshot or your gearbox, whichever one you have up here, or we're going to go to our account page. And in our account page, we're going to look for, it's called a GUID number. It's really just your testimonial ID number. And it's right here. It says connect accounts. You're going to either highlight it or you can just click the button. And this is what you're going to copy. So this is Gina's unique ID number. I'm going to pop over here so I can show you the article real quickly. It's always the very first article, by the way, when you click on that help center. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So we just copied Gina's number there. When she goes into realtor.com to her profile, she's going to go to profile recommendations. And then there's, I think this page cut it off just a little bit. Here we go. There's going to be a box here for testimonial tree. You're going to paste it in, and then connect means it's connected. It's live, and that's it. So copy, go into Realtor, to your profile, recommendations, paste, and it's connected. As I mentioned, this video is super helpful too. So it's less than 2 minutes. This will show you exactly how to find that ID number and where to go into realtor.com to paste that.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's go back to manage testimonials. So now you've been maybe collecting them with your collection page, maybe you've added some in, and now you can manage. So this is the kind of additional piece that we offer. Once you've got great feedback in Testimonial Tree, we want to help get it now maybe onto your social sites. So if you've got Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and you want to share the feedback that you get onto those sites, this is where we can do that. So first, if you ever wanted to filter by specific date or star rating or content, if you're looking for maybe a specific testimonial, you can use those filter features up top. Down below, we'll see the testimonials. You'll see that star rating, the date, the client's name, published, meaning these are, actively published to the website. Now, I know that Gina may not have connected Boosh yet, but once she does, they'll automatically be there. It's already on the directory. And as soon as she connects to realtor.com, they'll be there as well. You can see how this was collected. So she got this from a collection link. So if it came from a survey, it will be different, a little bit of a different icon. And if manually they were added, it'll have a different icon. So you'll always know how it was brought into Testimonial Tree. And then you can see if you've already shared it. So these have not been shared yet, but once you share this to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, this will highlight. So this will let you know that they've already been shared. If you're using a widget, if you build a widget for one of your other websites, we have an opportunity to favorite up to 2 testimonials. And what that means is typically our widgets will display your testimonials in date order. So this would be the first one to display and then this one. But if Gina had one from several months ago and this was really an amazing testimonial and she wanted it to be the first one that's always displayed on the website, then you're going to want to favorite it. Under actions, this is where we're going to go to share. So you can share your testimonial either through the share testimonial page or the testimonial marketing page. And when we click on share testimonial, this is going to take us to the Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn connections. I'm going to double click on Facebook. And Sarah, does my other little window open up?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I had already logged into Facebook on this computer. Just note that if you hadn't logged in on that computer, it may ask you to log in first. And then depending on where you were logged in, if this is maybe your personal page, but you want to share it to your business page, this drop-down box will allow you to select a different page. And then we have the testimonial, and we have Gina's website that's attached below. And this is a post to your page. So this gives you an opportunity to say something along the lines of, you know, what a pleasure it was working with you. I'm so glad we were able to find your dream home, or congratulations, good luck on your next adventure. But it just gives you an opportunity to kind of personalize that post. You don't have to do that, but you can certainly if you'd like to. And then to get it onto Facebook, you just click post to Facebook. We're going to leave and not post that. Twitter and LinkedIn, so you don't have an opportunity to actually write anything. It's just a straight share of the testimonial to either of those two pages. Again, you may need to log in if you haven't logged in yet to either of these, but once you log in, then you can share. We also have an image generator. So this image generator is actually going to take your testimonial and it's going to display it as an image and allow you to share it as an image. We give you some options here to change around the feel and the look of this image so that you can kind of get it how you like this. You know, you can change this color down below so that maybe it's the Remax red. You can, you know, show or not show some images. I'm trying to think of what else is in here. We've got the font you can change, the watermark. You can actually even upload a different image in the background if you'd like to. Once you have that testimonial how you like it, you can now download it. So you can either get it to those social sites, social sites, it's a tongue twister, that I showed you, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. And then you can also download the image and then you can upload it to Instagram. You know, we don't have an automatic connection with them yet. So, you know, our best way to do that at this point then is to download this image, upload it to Instagram, or if there's ever even some other marketing piece that you want to put together. Two things, you can download, you know, spend less than an hour, pop in here, download a couple of these, use it for some form of a print marketing. Or I know some people have gone in, downloaded several of those, and then use that feature where you can schedule your shares on Facebook. And then that way, you know, you're kind of staggering out those shares. But that's a great feature. So it doesn't take up all of your time. Just spend, you know, maybe 1 hour, download some, and set them up on Facebook. Going back to our actions within the Manage Testimonial page, if you collect a testimonial through the survey and you wanted to see if your client would share their own testimonial on their social sites, you can actually email your client. So Trish here, let's say Trish was really active on social sites, on social media, Facebook or Instagram, and Gina knew that and knew she was really, really active and had a ton of followers. If she thought that Trish would be willing to share her own testimonial on her own Facebook page, it's still going to link with Gina's website, and that just exposes Gina to a whole new audience. You know, so it's still a great feature. It may not be something you use with all of your clients, but maybe for a few, that's really nice. You can just send that request straight through Testimonial Tree. And again, it just asks if the client would share on their Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn pages. Edit testimonial. So you do not have the opportunity to actually edit a testimonial. That would only be with Sarah. But this does give you an opportunity to review it. So if it's a lengthy testimonial you want to read through, maybe there was a mistype in Gina's name, or you notice something strange, or even every once in a while someone might put their phone number in for some reason, you know, that might not be something you want to publicly display. You can go in and edit and review that, and then you can reach out to Sarah, or you can even reach out to support at Testimonial Tree, and we can always help make any corrections. So again, we're not altering the review, but little errors that you might notice in there, if they need to get fixed, we can do that. You can print the testimonial. That would be printing just this one testimonial. Up here at the top, we've got a print feature that would actually allow you to kind of create like another marketing piece. This allows you to either select specific testimonials, or maybe we want all of the 5 stars, and we hit select and we go to print. And this is going to download a PDF. So this might be something that you could bring to maybe an open house. And it's going to have, let me open this up. It should have Gina's image, contact information, and then all of her testimonials that she selected to print. Last is our delete feature. So we really don't want to delete anything without ever unpublishing it first. So that just means, so if it's already a 1, 2, or 3 star, it's not going to automatically publish. So if there was ever something in here that just didn't need to be in testimonial tree, you can go ahead and delete it. If there was a positive review though, and for some reason you still wanted it removed, please make sure that you go into testimonial marketing first, and you unpublish all the places it's currently being published, and save, and then you can delete. I don't want to change this though. Let me go back and make sure these are all selected. And this testimonial marketing page, this is another one I think I told you before. There's 2 pages where you can share. You can either go to share testimonial or testimonial marketing. And then you've got your image generator and your social sites. Any questions on the manage testimonial page? Okay. Next, we're going to look at surveys. So we don't have any surveys yet, but once Gina has a closing that goes through SkySlope, she'll be able to see the list of her surveys that were sent out right here. Underneath that, we've got review generation. So when you go through your setup wizard, you have an opportunity to link some third-party review sites I mentioned. So if Gina has a Zillow page that she wanted to add in here, we can do that. And the way that that works is when a client receives the survey and they select a 4 or 5 star review, so we know that that client was happy, we're going to initiate a redirect to Gina's Zillow page for her client to continue leaving a great review on Zillow. In order to add that site, we would need to go to Zillow. So you may have this already. I'm going to just quickly look up Gina Harris. And if I don't see it, I might just display your name correctly. I did. Gina, I apologize. I'm not quite sure which one of these pages is yours. So if it's okay, I'm not going to actually add it. I'm just going to select real quickly and just show you. What you want to make sure you are copying is this URL for this write a review page. Because this is where we're going to redirect your client to. We're going to redirect your client right to this page so that they don't have to go looking for you. They don't have to search your name in Zillow, and they don't even have to search this page. We're going to copy this link. Again, I won't actually save this. We'll go to add site. We'll paste that in. We're going to name it Zillow. Put a weight of 0. We're going to add Zillow, and then we're just going to save. And again, what this does is when that survey is completed and it's a positive 4 or 5 star review, after your client completes the survey for Testimonial Tree, we're going to redirect that client to Zillow. So that way, not only are you collecting reviews within Testimonial Tree and those get to automatically publish in all those places I showed you, but we're also going to try to help to continue to get reviews on your Zillow page if that's something you want to focus on as well. There is an article in the Help Center as well on how to add that. So if you just searched in here, I think if you just search Zillow even, adding Zillow to your review generation should come right up, and then you can do that. If you add another site in and you ever want to see when your client was redirected to Zillow, this review generation history is just going to give you a list, the date, your client's name, and a link to your Zillow page, and then you can visit that page and see the review that they left. And then we've got some reporting capabilities. So first, we have our survey request sent. This is always going to show you surveys that went out. It does look actually that we have one that was sent out, Gina, and it has not yet been captured. So your client has not yet completed it. We do know that it was sent successfully, so you can look under the status to see that. You can always verify the client name, phone number, and email. All looks accurate. If for any reason something was keyed in incorrectly, please let support know, and then we can always help to get that resent to the correct address or phone number. We do have reminders that go out to your clients. So Karen was sent the request on the 7th. 5 days from now, Karen will receive another reminder, and then another 5 days. So over the course of 15 days, your clients will get 3 reminders to complete that survey. After that time, it will fall off. Survey dashboard is where you can go to run your reports to see, let's say last year, how many surveys were sent, You can split it up by either your buyer or seller survey. If you leave it as choose survey, it will run the report on both. And then down below, we'll just give you some numbers down here to show you how many were sent, how many were received. Once they're completed, we'll give you your completion rate and your average star rating. And then you can drill down a little bit further. Results will give you the answers as they were left by your client by question. Responses will be the completed surveys. Requests will be obviously the ones that have gone out. We have another status here as well, so you can see this was successfully sent as an email and by phone. And then users is yourself. So you can kind of see a quick tally on yourself, how many were sent, and your completion rate again, your star rating, and your NPS. We have similar pages for testimonial. So if you're sending out testimonial collections from the dashboard, we can always see how many testimonials were sent and what your completion rate is on your testimonials as well. And I know I've referenced this a few times, but again, this is the Help Center. So this is great. It's going to have a lot of articles that'll help you. Sarah's going to show us the Bouge piece, but if you ever need to look that up again, you can search in here for that Bouge article. And if you ever need to submit a support ticket, you can always do that right from here. Okay.
So does
Any
anyone have
questions?
Yeah, questions. So there was one question. I was actually just about to clarify that. So in terms of surveys, that's what we're sending out automatically through SkySlip. So that's based off of a closing, and it's going to go directly to your clients, either to their phone number or their email that you're inputting into SkySlip. In terms of testimonials, that would be if you wanted to send manually a testimonial to maybe a vendor that you've worked with, or like Jessica mentioned, maybe like a loan officer or someone that could kind of speak to you as a person or in terms of your business. So that's just the difference between those two. So when you see surveys, that's the automated one sent out through SkySlip triggers. Testimonials is one that you would manually send out to somebody. Does that make sense? Perfect. And then Danielle also asked a good question. I want to go back if Jessica can show us one more time. So in terms of sending or kind of redirecting your clients to Zillow or Google, once they complete that testimonial tree review, it will give them an option to essentially copy what they just wrote. And then when they click to Zillow or Google, they can essentially just paste in that same review. So they don't have to rewrite the whole thing over again.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I'm still learning too, guys.
Yeah.
And then I know that we walked through adding in the Zillow account. Under that review generation, you can also add in your Google business account as well. And Jessica, I didn't know if there was anything you wanted to point out in terms of linking that up.
Yep. The only thing that would be different would be just the URL. So you're just going to grab your URL, but pretty much the same steps will apply. You're going to hit add site. You're going to paste in your Google My Business URL. We would call that one Google then, and then wait. And let me explain this wait a little bit. So if you wanted to add two, sites, it just means that, half of that time you want people to visit Google and half the time you're hoping that people will visit Zillow. But it's not something you need to overthink. And if you don't fill it in, we'll actually automatically kind of split up the weight of them. So you can just hit in that 0 and it's fine. The only thing you want to make sure is that this one accurately connects, either Zillow or Google, because we're going to display an icon. So if you put your Google URL here, please make sure this says Google. Otherwise, if you did say it was Zillow, it'll have a Zillow Z, but it would link to your Google page, right? So that's the only thing. Just make sure whatever you're linking. And I don't think anyone uses Facebook too much. I don't know if we talked about that, Sarah, but if you had a business page with a review page in there, you could even link your Facebook review page if you were looking to get reviews on Facebook too. Yep.
Awesome.
So like here, this is the icon too, just to show you that this is where it would display in this column. So you'll see that Z for Zillow or G for Google.
Okay, and then we had another question. So I have many clients willing to write a review. Oops. But when Zillow, Realtor.com, and Google ask them to set up an account, they don't really want to set up an account. Is there a way around this?
Well, for realtor.com, they would not have to. So long as you connect Testimonial Tree with realtor.com, we'll take the review that they leave in the survey and we'll automatically publish it to your account. So that's actually why we don't typically connect realtor.com in this review generation, because we already have an automatic syndication with realtor.com. So we don't need to redirect anyone there. Just make sure you set up that connection where I showed you where you copy your ID number. Google and Zillow, I do realize that those are, the reason why we don't actually have automatic syndication with them is because they are both two, major corporations whose businesses really thrive on having your clients go and log in. And they're not really willing to give that up for us, unfortunately, as much as we wish they would. So if they have a Gmail account, our system will recognize that and we'll send them to Google. So it should be a 0 point of entry. But if it's Zillow and they don't have an account, then they will either have to create one or they won't be able to leave their review there. And in that case, that's where it's nice that if you're using Testimonial Tree and it's still being written, the testimonials captured within our survey, we're still going to get it to the website through Booz. We're still going to get it to realtor.com. We can still get it to the online directory, and then you yourself can still get it onto all your social sites. So if they choose not to leave it there, that's okay, because we've still captured it and we're still going to get it into some other really great places.
Yeah, and I did, just so you guys know, I did a few test runs with this as well. And so just as an example, like Jessica said, I received the review request. I clicked through to leave a review on a Google business page. And because I'm logged into my laptop under my Google account, it literally didn't have me logged in or anything. It just brought me right to that page and then let me submit the review. And so most people either on their phone or their computer have some sort of account already signed in, even if they don't realize it. So it should be a pretty seamless process, especially if you're used to sending your client an email with 5 different links to set up accounts and leave a review. But if anyone has questions on that, we're happy to dive into it. There's a few more questions in the chat. So for those of you that are on a team, we can set you up so that essentially we would pull all of your team members into a team account within Testimonial Tree. And so if you have a team leader, they would have their own team branded widget. So if you're interested in doing something like that, so that it has all your team members' reviews kind of compiled into one widget, or however you want to do it, we can kind of work with you on that. I know that we've had a few agents asked that are also on teams, and they usually run everything through one team member's SkySlip account. So with that, I think it's a case-by-case basis. So I would, without kind of diving into it with all 60 people on the call, just message me. I'll put my email in the chat. Just message me after this and we can set up some sort of solution. It's just always a little bit different depending on how your setup is, but there's ways around it. And then we had another question to clarify: if the client doesn't copy to Zillow or Google, can we still do that manually? So in terms of you being able to add that review to your Zillow or Google business page, is that the question? Okay, so that is the question. Jessica, do you want to take this one, or do you want me to?
So again, like I mentioned a minute ago, Google and Zillow, their whole business theory really does revolve on them having your clients' accounts. They want them to have an account. So whether it's a Google photo account, Gmail account, I'm trying to think of another Google account, any type of a Google account, they have to be the ones to leave the review. So you would not be able to copy and then leave it yourself, because they would verify that you are your client, really. Same thing with Zillow. They're going to want to make sure that you are your client. And, and this is for good reasons too, right? We highly, or at least I highly rely on that verified users on Google and Zillow, so that when I read reviews, I trust that those are real reviews. So it's unfortunate. I wish that we could kind of just copy and paste them, but at the same time, it's good for you too. So that when you're out there, you're using Google and Zillow, you can trust that those are real users who left their true reviews and they're not just being copied and pasted from bots.
Exactly. Thank you, Jessica. That was perfect. So we also had one more question. So does SkySlip ask them to leave a review and or a survey? So how it's set up, the survey request that is sent to your clients through the SkySlip automation, we have it set up so that if they're a buyer, they'll receive a buyer survey, or if they're a seller, they'll receive a seller survey. And so what it is, it's just a few questions, and they can rank 1 through 5 stars. And then at the bottom, it has an option for them to leave you kind of like a written review as well. And so that's everything that gets sent to your clients automatically through email or through text. And then if you want to go in and review those, again, that will just be in that survey section within your testimonial tree account. The testimonials, again, are just if you wanted to manually log into your account and send a request for someone to submit a testimonial review of you through that. Sorry. Lost my train of thought there.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, so they're not asked to write a testimonial through SkySlip. They're only asked to fill out the survey?
So the survey is, I guess it's kind of confusing in terms of the terminology. So the survey is a list of questions with the 1 through 5 star review, and then they have a comment box where they can also write
a testimonial.
Testimonial, yes.
Yep,
I'm trying to make sure I'm using all the right verbiage.
If they don't write that testimonial at the bottom because they've just finished the survey and they're like, okay, hit submit, then we can go back in and re-ask them to do a testimonial?
Yeah, definitely. If you wanted something like written out so that you could use that, definitely.
Right, okay.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and another way of thinking about it, there's 2 pieces. One, you can think survey equals current client, right? So someone under contract, they're getting a survey. You can still always, like if they don't leave us a testimonial, the actual written review within the survey, if you still want to use the testimonial collection afterwards, yes, you can always send that. And then think of testimonial collection as more so maybe past clients, working relationships. So someone that you never asked for a review for, or even, you know, I have had clients that said that they reached out to their clients saying, I have a new system I'm using. We just signed up a testimonial tree and, you know, we're really trying to get some more reviews. And I know that you've left one for me in the past, but if you wouldn't mind leaving another one through this new service, I'd appreciate it. So you can still reach out to people that maybe have left a review before, just letting them know you've got something new now. And that's that testimonial collection piece.
And then there was a question. So if I have Google weighted at 50% and Zillow at 50%, are they getting sent to both sites or just one?
So we'll send them, we're going to automatically redirect them to one. So like Sarah mentioned before that she went through the workflow. And I don't know if you guys have ever been on another site before where it says you're now being redirected to. So at the end of the survey, it's going to say you're now being redirected to Google. And then it's going to open up right to the Google review page. When they complete that, we're going to thank them and give them the opportunity to copy and paste again. And it's going to list your Zillow page at that point. So there would be an additional step for them to get to Zillow. But we do it that way because we also don't want to fatigue your clients. So we're always going to redirect them to one of them, thank them, and give them the opportunity to go on and visit another page as well. But the 50-50, yeah, we kind of split it up. So if you've got, let's say, 4 closings in a month, we'll automatically redirect 2 of those clients to Google, thank them, and then offer the Zillow. And then the other 2 would automatically get redirected to Zillow, thanked, and given the opportunity to go to Google. Does that make sense?
Does anyone have any questions on that?
I like to think of them as buckets, right? So you've got these 2 buckets out there. Let's say it's Google and Zillow. And yes, we're requesting a testimonial from your client through the survey, but you know, again, we really want to continue to get reviews online as well on those 2 sites. So we're going to kind of go back and forth to fill up those 2 buckets as much as we can. And that's how that like 50-50 weight works.
Okay. So if you always want them, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was reading the same thing. Let's say you want them to always go to Google. I would then, there's 2 things. One, let me go into here real quickly. Hold on. Let's go to review generation. Just want to look at this page again. Okay, so the weight, I would probably weight it at like 80-20. So the most, the majority of the time they're going to go to Google, and then Zillow would be second if you weight it that way. Another way, you could even do 90-10 if you wanted to. And then that way, the majority of the time they're always going to Google, and then Zillow, a little bit of the time, but still always having like in that thank you page, the Zillow link for them to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Was that Denise? If you are already importing them, then that's right. You don't need to go out there. But some of my other clients, maybe that wasn't a very good example, has mentioned that as a way to get more reviews in Testimonial Tree. I was just trying to help to paint the picture of the difference between the survey and the testimonial collection. But you're right. If you're already adding them into the system, you don't need to reach back out to any old clients.
Perfect. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's no questions. I'm going to jump into, and if you have questions, just keep asking them. We'll get them answered. I'm going to jump into Mac Center just for those of you that are new to this, so you can see how to access your account. And then I'll jump briefly into Booge as well, just to show you how to enable that and get the reviews flowing onto your Booge website as well.
Do I need to stop sharing or?
Nope, you're fine. I'll just grab it real quick. And while I'm switching, Brandy had a question about realtor.com.
So Realtor, does it go, is it a review? It goes into the recommendation section. So when you are on realtor.com, there are the two sections. One's the review and ratings, and one is recommendation. Currently, our syndication is with the recommendations portion. We are in talks with realtor.com though to get into the ratings and review section, but as of right now, it will automatically display in the recommendations, and it'll say verified by Testimonial Tree.
Perfect. Okay, so if there's any chats, I think I can see them. I'm on one computer screen today, so bear with me. But if you log into Mac Center, most of the time you'll probably be brought to this home screen. So if you need to, if you don't see the Marketplace app right on the home screen, you can jump over on this left side to the apps button and then just go to all if necessary. And then you're going to look for this Remax Marketplace app. Can everyone see it? It's right here in the top right. Whoop. So if it's your first time logging in, we add new users every Tuesday. So Remax has to do some stuff on the back end to pull you over to our account. So if it's your first time logging in, just know if it's anytime before Tuesday, it will take us a second just to get you into your account. But once you log into Marketplace, you'll be able to see a screen similar to this. And if you've been added to the account, you can go up to this little drop down here in the top right. Because I know I've had a lot of questions from people saying, oh, I see a testimonial tree here. It wants me to pay for an account. You don't have to pay for it. Everything is covered in terms of costs by Remax Executive. We just have to get you into our account first before you can kind of see the free version of it or the covered version of it for us. So up in the top right, when you log in, you're currently showing underneath your personal account. Once you've been added, you'll be able to go into this brokerage drop down. And then this essentially allows you to see the apps and the different platforms that we as a brokerage have purchased for you. And so that's why if you haven't been added, you won't see this feature yet. So just wait until that Tuesday, and then you'll receive a welcome email and all of that. But for those of you that have activated your account, just make sure you switch to this brokerage display. And then on the left here, where it's these little squares, there is the apps menu. And so you should see, if you've been added, you'll see Testimonial Tree right here within your Marketplace account. And again, this is where the cost is covered by Executive. You can go ahead and log into your account, and it will bring you right to your dashboard. And then this is everything that Jessica just walked you through. Does anyone have any questions on that, on accessing your account?
Yeah, I have a question. I didn't see the brokerage there, on my name, but when I go there, it asks me to sign in. So I guess it is not there yet, right?
That most likely, it most likely you have not been added yet. So on Tuesday, when I go and add the new users, once Remax approves everybody, you'll receive a welcome email, and then you'll know that you can log in here and you should be able to access it through this brokerage display. So,
Okay.
on Tuesday. So any questions on accessing it through Marketplace? Again, this is probably the key step in order to access your account, because I know I've gotten quite a few questions on that. Okay, there's no questions. I am going to jump back to Mac Center, and we're going to jump into Booge. For those of you that are interested in having your reviews flow to your Booge website. So, maybe I timed out. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so when you log into your Booge account, as always, if you're a team leader or a team member, underneath that Booge logo, just make sure that you're switching to your agent account, because obviously the reviews are under your agent account and you want them to flow to your agent website. So just make sure if you need to switch that you do. And then first things first, click on your photo in the top right. And so this is where you can access your settings. So we're going to click on settings. And then on the left under the settings pages menu, we're going to click on the little hamburger, right? The 3 little lines. And then we're going to go down to system in the drop down. So again, you're going to click on your picture, go to settings, click on the setting pages menu, and go to system. And you'll notice if you have an activated testimonial tree account, that you will see an option under Marketplace and Reputation Management to enable or disable testimonial tree. So obviously, if it's your first time logging in, you want to enable testimonial tree so that way that it's connected and the reviews will flow. And once you have that done, briefly, you're going to jump to this website dashboard. So website and dashboard. And we just want to add in a content block on your Booge website. And we'll send out kind of like a step-by-step guide on how to do all of this. So it seems maybe like a few steps, but it really doesn't take that long, I promise. So once we're in your website, again, the website dashboard screen, you're going to go to this edit button. And it's going to open up your website editor. So for those of you that have done the Booge training, all of this should look familiar. Really simple. All that we're going to do on the bottom left is hit add block. And we are going to add, you can scroll or you can type it in. We're going to add in this testimonial tree content block. So really simple. Just click it. It gives you the options to sort the reviews that are flowing through based off of ratings, which hopefully they're all 5 stars, so you don't have anything to worry about there. And then, and like Jessica mentioned, only 4 and 5 star reviews get published. That was just a bad joke. And then you have your lowest to highest, or you can do it by date. So if you prefer to have something coming in, just all of your most recent reviews, you want those to show first, you can do that, or by oldest first. So whatever your preference is, you just select that and hit save, and that content block is going to show up on your Booge website.
I have another agent who, at a different Remax, that's using it. I can share my screen for a second if you wanted to just see on a live website what that looks like.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can add this link over here. There we go. So can you see this page?
Oh, I just sent you access, sorry.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's okay. Okay. So this is a Remax website, Boosh site, and then down below, we'll see the content. So she doesn't, I don't think, have more than 2 right now, but if you had more, you know, it'll go scrolling through. So just thought it might be helpful to see it on another person's website.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. So does anybody have any further questions?
Oh, you know, I was going to point out too, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
going back to the knowledge base in here, everything that Sarah just walked through is in an article that we have. If you look up Boosh, we've got right here, adding testimonial tree to your Remax website. And I think this is a pretty good step-by-step of what Sarah just went through. So this is also available for you guys if you want to look through this.
All right. So I know we showed you a lot of features. I think one of the biggest benefits of this is that it's all automated. So if you really don't really feel like sharing it, or if you just want to log in and get your accounts linked and then kind of just leave it, I mean, I think you can do all of that probably in about 10 minutes. But the whole benefit of this is that it's automated. So if you take a moment to do anything, set up your account, make sure that you have everything linked, your Google, your Zillow, Realtor.com accounts all linked up. And then just make sure when you're going into SkySlip that you're putting in the phone number or the email that you want these I'm going to use the correct terminology. If you want these surveys sent to your clients, just make sure you're putting in their correct information in SkySlip. And then the rest of it's going to be handled automatically. So it's really just added benefits after that point. So you can add things to social, you have the cute little graphics, you have the print-offs of all of your fabulous reviews that you can use for, you know, listing presentations, buyer presentations, whatever you need. But if you guys don't have any questions, I think we'll let you go.